Hello, Mat 2 students. As we've talked about previously, those of you that are going to be doing the stool project, your part of the project that has to be drawn in AutoCAD is the stretcher. Now, I'm looking at the project plans, and there's one adjustment that needs to be changed on your project plans. If you look at where it says stretcher, part C, the dimensions for this is 3/4 by 6 1/4 by 12 3/4. The one adjustment that needs to be made is that this says 6 3/8. Okay, and I'll explain why that change needs to occur. So where it says step 4 on your project plans, you want to change that measurement from 6 1/4 to 6 3/8, and that's going to help us today in AutoCAD. So moving into AutoCAD, we're going to start with drawing a rectangle, or really it's going to be a square. So the final length of this stretcher piece is 12 3/4 in length by 6 3/8 in width. Now we're only going to draw half of this item and then mirror it. So we're going to start with our rectangle tool. In order to do this, you can either click on the icon up here under the draw portion of AutoCAD, or you can type in REC for rectangle. Alright, and the first thing it's going to ask you to do is specify the first corner point, and that will be our XY origin for all of your drawings, and that is 0, tab to lock that in, and then a 0 again. And then hit enter, and that makes sure that that corner will no longer go anywhere, so we know it's going to stay there. So the first measurement we're going to look at here is length. Okay, and so again, because we're only drawing half of it, it's actually going to look like a square. So 3/8 in decimal is 0.375. So 6.375 is what you're going to type in the first box. You'll hit tab to lock that in place, and then type 6.375 again, and hit enter, and then that gives us half of our drawing or our stretcher piece that we're going to work on. Okay. Now from here we're going to go ahead and draw a few lines to offset, and again the line tool is found under the draw portion of AutoCAD, or you can type L for line and hit enter, and we're going to specify that our lines start at the 0, 0 origin, our home. Okay, so we'll just click on that little green box, and we're going to extend the line beyond the edges of the rectangle, and that just gives us an understanding as to what's the line and what's the actual rectangle. And so we're going to do two of those, one vertical along the left side of the rectangle and one along the bottom edge of the rectangle or the square. From here now we can go ahead and offset these lines. Now the reason we're going to offset lines is to figure out where the center point for our circle for what we're going to drill will be found. So in order to determine where this will be, it's actually going to be, we're going to offset the vertical line 3.5 inches in from the left side. So we're going to first figure out how do we offset. So in order to offset, you have two ways of doing this. You can either click on the icon, it kind of looks like a thumbs up, or you can type O for offset, hit enter, and type in the number. So in this case, we're going to type in 3.5 for the measurement, and we're going to offset that line. Now, the other line, the line that goes along the bottom edge of our rectangle, that only needs to be offset 1.5 inches. So we really need to change that number before we hit enter. So we're going to change that to 1.5, hit enter, and now this is where our intersection for our circle will be drawn. Okay. So once I'm done offset, I'm going to hit escape to get rid of that tool, and we're going to click under the circle. We want to use center radius or center diameter. The default should be for use center radius. However, I'm going to use center diameter. So I'm going to find the center point, which is where those two lines intersect. And if you're using center radius, okay, remember that the circle size only needs to be 1/4 of an inch. So that's the full diameter. So if you're using radius, you need to make sure that you're writing in half of that measurement, which would be 1/8 or 0.125. Now in my case, I'm using the diameter, circle diameter, so I'm going to type in 0.25, and there you see our circle drawn. Now we no longer need these vertical lines at this point, so we're going to go ahead and delete those just to keep our drawing clean and organized. We're still going to keep the outside lines for offsetting purposes, but we don't need the ones that are showing our intersection for the circle. So now I'm going to go ahead and offset some more lines, and this is really when we start creating our profile for drawing drawing the bottom edge of our stretcher piece. There's one really important measurement that we need to remember, and that is how far in from the edge can we start our profile. So we don't want the profile to go all the way to the very edge of the stretcher piece. We want it to go about a ½ inch in. So we're going to go ahead and hit the offset icon up here at the top, type in 0.5 for a ½ inch, hit enter, and now we're going to select our object. So in this case here it is our vertical line, and we offset it. And the reason being that we're going to offset that ½ inch in is because we're going to actually remove some of this material later on to actually assemble this project. So there's a little notch that's created right here. So now we have that line. We can go ahead and offset a few additional lines if we wanted to. So I'm going to actually offset this horizontal line, and I'm going to bring it up about 3 inches. Okay, and so from here now I have a couple things that I can do. I can either offset a few more lines if I wanted to, or I can start drawing out what I want my profile to look like using arcs and lines that are tangent and circles. So I'm going to show you how to use the different tools in order to draw a profile. I strongly recommend that before you actually do this in AutoCAD, you at least draw up an idea or two on paper. That way you have an understanding as to what it can or cannot look like. And keep in mind the measurements that are necessary, such as the circle and starting a ½ inch in, and then the overall size of the stretcher piece. So I'm going to go ahead and use the circle icon. However, I'm going to use it a little bit differently than we've done in the past. So we're going to use the tan radius tool as well as the tan tool as well. And you can see how these work. So let me show you how the tan works first. In order to use the tan, you're going to first click on it. You'll notice that an icon shows up on the screen. It looks like a circle with a line above it. That's our tangent icon. So anytime you have your cursor over the line and it shows that icon, that means that whatever you're going to draw is going to be tangent to that line. So in this case, I have the tan circle selected. So that means I can have 3 different lines tangent to that circle. So I'm going to click on the top line that I already offset before. I'm going to click on the edge of my rectangle, the right edge, and I'm also going to click on the bottom of my rectangle here. And so what I just did was I just drew a circle that is tangent at all 3 of those lines. Now it does mess with my circle a little bit here, but don't worry, we're going to actually trim that so that part of the arc will not be present when we go ahead and draw this later, or connect these circles together. So next I'm going to go ahead and draw another circle. And this circle is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be smaller. I'm going to choose to have it right here inside this little area. And the reason I have it inside this area is because I want a little bit of an arc to show up right here. And it's okay that there is an arc right here, but we just want to make sure it doesn't go all the way to the edge, and that'll be fine for what we're doing. So I'm going to choose tan radius this time because I know a specified radius that I want, and I'm going to choose the lines that I want the circle tangent to. So I just chose one and choose the other one, and now it asks me to specify the radius of the circle. So keep in mind that this is only a ½ inch in distance here. So for this example, I'm going to choose to make this 0.25 as my radius. Okay, and again, we're going to delete some of this so it's not actually going to go all the way to the edge here or to the corner, so I'm not chopping this off. So now I have 2 circles here. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually draw a line that's tangent to both of these circles that I just drew. In order to do this, you're going to use the line tool. You can either click on the icon or type in L for line, hit enter. And so in order to make sure that my line is tangent to both these circles, the first thing I'm going to do is type in TAN for tangent. TAN, and hit enter. And now it says specify first point after I hit enter. Well, if you look along the edge of the circle here, you'll notice that my line or the icon that shows up is that tangent icon. So now if I click anywhere along that circle, it's going to give me a line that's tangent to that circle. So I'm going to just go ahead and click. And I also want it to be tangent to this circle down here, the smaller one. So I'm going to type in TAN again, hit enter, And now the cursor, when I have it over the circle, it shows that icon again. So I'm going to go ahead and just click, left click, and now it gives me a line that's tangent to both of those. So now I have a pretty unique profile here that not everyone's going to see or have on their project as well. So from here we can go ahead and start trimming. All right, in order to trim, you can use the icon up here at the top. Kind of looks like a dashed line with a blue slant and then a white line. So you'll see that trim. It shows you how to use it when you hover over long enough. Or you can type in TR for the shortcut, which is trim as well. So I'll go ahead and first select all my objects that are going to be taking or part of the trimming operation. So anything that's touching these circles, these lines that I drew, I'm going to go ahead and mark those or highlight those. Once I have all that highlighted, I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And now I can start hovering over the areas that I want to remove. If you notice, as you hover over these areas, a red X shows up next to your cursor. So I want to get rid of that part of the circle, this part. All right, I want to keep this upper part of the radius, and I want to keep the line that I just drew. I also want to get rid of this part of the smaller circles here, and keep in mind these small portions of the circles that sometimes get lost. So there I have this part of my profile created. Now there's a few other things that I can get rid of while I'm in here as well, so I'll just go ahead and start deleting things that are not necessary. And there we have that done, and I can go ahead and just delete a few additional lines that are not needed anymore. Oh, forgot one. There we go. Alright, and so now I'm stuck with about half of my project here, or half my profile. We need to make sure that we have the entire thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to mirror this entire piece that we just drew, including the circle, and show it over here on the right side as well. In order to do this, you can do it two ways, clicking on the mirror icon at the top, or type in MI for the shortcut. Once you have that, you're going to go ahead and just drag a box over top of everything that we drew. We're going to hit enter. We're going to use this as our mirroring line right here. If you notice that green line that shows up, that's our mirroring line. Okay, so we're going to click at the top of the rectangle, bring it all the way down until you see a green box show up, and then we want to make sure that we keep the source object, which would be the left half. So by default it says no, but sometimes you may want only the other half. In this case we do want the whole thing, so we're going to hit no. And now we have our finished project here, or stretcher at least drawn out. So these are the holes that are going to be drilled. This is the profile that will be created, and it shows us what the entire thing would look like when done. Alright, so as you are working on your stretcher piece for your project, alright, keep in mind you have this video to go back and review. You also have the note sheet that was to go along with this. Alright, and if you do have any questions, you can always ask a classmate, whether you're working on the stretcher for your peg or for your stool, or the back piece for the peg shelf. Any of the students can help you in that in this matter. Or you can always come find me, and I can give you a hand as well. So hopefully you found this video informative, and it will help you as you are starting to draw out your project. Again, just as a quick reminder to you, what I just drew is just an example. It's completely up to you what you do for your drawing. Just keep in mind that you have to have a profile, you have to have the two circles created, and then from there you can go ahead and develop whatever you want. These circles can change location, however this was just a standard idea as far as where they should be. So that's also something that can be adjusted. Alright, have fun drawing up your stretcher piece, and again, if you have questions, just simply